Hi, I'm Kana, and I just finished week 8 of Code Platoon Software Bootcamp. Today I'll talk to you a little bit about what we learned week 7 and 8, and a little bit about the different certifications that you can get with Code Platoon. So week 7, we continued learning about Django, which was the framework for web development that I talked about a couple weeks ago. And we will be using Django for our back end. So for our personal projects, we will use it for our back end. So what does that mean? The back end is the logical part of the website, and the other side of that is the front end, which is what you see as a user. So say you go to a website like Amazon.com. What you're seeing on the page in front of you is the front end, or what makes it look pretty and what makes it easy for us as the user to understand. The back end is what will allow you to add things to cart, what will allow Amazon to show you additional things that you might want since you are buying this particular item or looking at this particular item. And what we will use for our front end is React. And that is what we started learning week 8. Now, week 8 was a shortened week because it was Thanksgiving week. And in general, I'm finding that at the beginning of each week or the beginning of each topic, I just feel really lost. Like the first couple days, I just follow along and try to stay caught up, but I don't really understand what we're doing. So I just follow the examples, use the examples to do our assignments and our exercises. And as I do more and more exercises and assignments, I start figuring out the different components and pieces of the topics that we're learning. So because we've only had about 2.5 days on React, I'm still a little confused by how it will relate to our back end, and I still don't quite understand how all the data is passed from one part of our program to the other. So I'm in the middle of learning that right now, and I will describe a little bit more about React when we're further along and I can understand it a little bit better. So Code Platoon will pay for 2 different certifications. One is the AWS Cloud Practitioner, and the other is the SAF Agile training. So with the AWS, which is Amazon Web Services Cloud Practitioner, that happens before Bootcamp actually begins during the pre-work session. And AWS Cloud Practitioner is essentially learning a little bit about the cloud that AWS provides. So the cloud is the ability to have storage or processing power that is not local. So instead of having to have your own hardware and your own computers to do these things, you can interact with their service, and they provide storage and processing power, essentially. And this course teaches you the basics of how that system works. It's just one system among many different brands. This happens to be one particular brand that is commonly used, but it is not the only brand. And the second one that we will be doing next weekend is the SAF Agile training. I think this is essentially learning about one method of workflow for software developing teams and how they can process, like make goals about what they want to do with the next iteration of software and how they go about making sure that that happens. But I will be taking that training next weekend. It is 2 full days on a weekend, and then you take a test at your own, on your own time later on to get the certification. So those are the 2 different certifications that Code Platoon pays for and supports you through, essentially. So I will be doing that training again next weekend, and I will not be making a video. So I will see you again in 2 weeks. Have a great couple weeks. Bye.